My name is Motoshi Kosako, harpist, composer, and improviser. Today, I would like to talk about technique. But before starting the class, let me introduce myself. I'm born in Japan and moved to the United States in 1997, and now I live in California. And I started playing harp 1999 when I was 27 years old. And I didn't have a specific teacher, so I took some lessons, but mainly I am self-taught. And I play for a symphony orchestra and classical chamber music earlier in my career, but later I moved on to composing music or improvising music. And now I'm specialized in composition and improvisation and arranging the existing composition like jazz standards numbers. In Japan, I went to the university and studied medical science and nursing and graduated from Tokyo University with the degree of nursing and public health nurse. And I studied judo, a Japanese martial art, and I received second degree black belt. And I'm running a small farm and having lots of animals, like more than 10 goats, 10 dogs, 30 chickens, and 5 cats. So, and we were trying to do the organic farming and developing the 15 acres land as a, how do you call, like a self-sustaining farm. And I'm doing lots of different things like building the house, building the deck, building the farm structure, fixing road, working on cars, etc. So I try to open myself to experience different things. And my wife is a body worker, a professional Thai massage therapist. And since I also experienced the medical profession, so actually we together study quite a bit about the way to promote health or way to prevent injury or prevent disease. So I would like to talk about technique from all these points of view. It's not just performing harpist, but more like how we can use our body, how we can prevent injury, etc. So I hope you enjoy this class. What is technique? So often we think technique is just a form that we can learn from our teacher by imitating them, or just the technique is about how to operate instrument. But for me, the most important part is that technique is a part of the big process of creating music. The creating music is, in another word, making our own music in our heart or in our mind appear into the physical world. If you think about technique that way, the purpose of the technique is to gain the sound we are hearing inside of our mind or heart through the instrument. But to gain such a sound, if we have to abuse or sacrifice our condition of our body, that's not good. For example, like you can play beautifully and very nicely for 5 years at the beginning of your career, and then you start having all the physical problems like shoulder pain, elbow pain, back pain, and then you cannot perform at the level you used to be able to, or you start feeling like you're not enjoying playing harp anymore because it's so painful, so uncomfortable. So something like this happen, it means your technique is not serving you. And we need to find a way that the technique can be executed effortlessly and without harming our body. But to be able to achieve such a technique, whole body function and full mind activities need to participate in the process of developing techniques. So let's take a look how body and mind works together in the process of developing techniques. Like an improviser or composer like me is trying to develop the new technique. So the process of that is, first, like composition or improvisation kind of idea comes. It's kind of in a spiritual realm in a way. That the inspiration gets, and then making a form as our own music ideas. And this is kind of still vague, but actually it becomes more concrete plan in our mind. It means like what and how you want to play. This idea comes more concrete, and it becomes like an imaginary sound or internal music, which the sound or music we start hearing inside of ourselves. And then we think about how we can make this happen outside world, in a physical world. It's kind of happening here with the harp. So to get there, we need to have kind of basic idea about the harp techniques like how we can hold harp, right? We don't hold harp like this, right? So we have to know at least like we hold harp like this and thumb up, no pinky, all these things. So a basic idea about techniques, and a kind of this concrete plan and the basic idea about techniques we have already in our head, and working with a motor center, which is like a combination of brain and nervous system, and figure out actually what type of command we have to send to the motor apparatus, which is like hand, arms, and other part of the body. And then this motor center actually send the command, and then in this case, like your arms and hand do something. And then actual sound or external music come out, right? And then this sound coming back into our mind through our ears, and we have to evaluate. The actual sound is something reflecting our imaginary sound, or actual sound is what we wanted to hear actually, or external music is reflecting our internal music. So if the gap is so big, we need to adjust because something is wrong in this process. Any case, this is the kind of one cycle we experience when we are developing technique. Another cycle is the part of not abusing body. I mean, try to use body efficiently and try to execute technique effortlessly. We have a sensation while we are executing the technique. And sometimes we feel like, oh, this is easy, or not really effective. It's like something's wrong about posture, whatever, or discomfortable. I have a pain, I have a feeling tension, or all these sensations will also feed back to the mind. And listen to all these sensations and, oh, okay, so I shouldn't overstretch my wrist like this, and maybe I need to adjust, maybe I have to move the entire arm a little bit higher, or something like that happens, and then we adjust our way of using the body part, and then adjust the movement, and then do it again, and then another sensation happens, and then feedback comes, and then do it again, and kind of this cycle happens. So with this cycle, we try to develop the quote-unquote good technique for our body, in a way, healthy technique, which doesn't lead us to the injury. Also, the easier the body feels, the more stable and the more accurate the technique becomes. So it's important to feel the easiness and effectiveness and comfort when we're playing. Let's say you are learning the new piece of music, it's written already, like sheet music, written like this. And then first you have to read music, and then information from this written music coming to your mind. And then based on this information, you get a concrete plan, right? What to play is written in the music, and how you want to play. Like I want to play here fast, slow, soft, hard, loud, quiet, or whatever. Or how and what and how you want to play comes as a concrete plan. And then this is imaginary sound, internal music. And then you get a basic idea about techniques. So you get this basic idea from your teacher or your book or videos or something like that. And then you try this concrete plan through the motor center, and tell your motor apparatus, your hands and other parts. For the beginners, it's so hard to form the concrete plan in your mind, or to have the basic idea about techniques in your mind. So that's where the teacher can help. Teacher can show, so this is the sound you want to get. Isn't it beautiful? And then also this is how you're gonna grab the strings and stuff. So the teacher can help this part. And then the students try this. But this part, teacher cannot help so much. I mean, teacher can remind students to pay attention to the sensation, but teacher cannot feel what they are really feeling. So this is the responsibility of students themselves. And also the teacher can help this feedback. Because if the students doesn't have their own idea, concrete plan, good idea, their own imaginary sound inside of them, it's really hard to evaluate what they do in the music. So the teacher hear what students doing and then kind of, oh, this sound is a little too harsh, or you play that note is too loud, and then kind of teacher can give the feedback to the students. So this part also can be helped by teacher. But eventually, I think everybody has to be able to do this process without help of somebody like sitting next to you, because most of the time you have to practice by yourself. Ability to have a concrete plan, you need to listen to good music a lot, and also you need to know what you like your personal preference. Some people like maybe brighter, harder sound, and some people prefer the softer and mild sound. It's totally depending on who you are. So it's nice to know your personal preference. And then the more refined music you have in your mind, more refined sound, actual sound, external music you may create. So to develop this is very important as well. So technique is a result of all these, like a full mind function and full body function. So it's kind of a technique is a small part of a big picture like this.